All right, so I want to do a brief little analysis video of this November 1st cold front because, again, it's very far off in terms of modeling and accuracy, but it is something to look at, and it's kind of like fantasy land where it might happen, it might not. But really, just to for entertainment purposes only, basically, we're gonna look at this cold front and what parameters we have to support or to not support it. And just getting a general scope of the picture, we have a big area of cold air. If you can see, it's hard to see in this image because of my webcam, Bandicam, and the way it makes the images look smaller and whatnot. Excuse me, but we have a lot of cold air over the Canadian region by November 1st. Now let's kind of backwards that a little bit and see what leads up to that. So we don't have a lot of cold air in Canada before that, so it's kind of like a sudden Arctic invasion of cold air in Canada, a sudden outbreak, so to speak. And then we do eventually see some cold air work its way in by October 25th. And and we also see a lot of warm air building up in the USA, which makes sense because when you get a lot of cold air in Canada, you're bound to have a lot of cold air in the US, or I'm sorry, warm air in the USA. Um, and then and the key is if we get this Arctic air to kind of overwhelm itself in Canada, as this model is showing in the long range, in the medium range, I should say, and then if we do get that, the second thing we need is a trigger. We're going to need a trigger to release all this cold air into the Northeast, places like Cleveland and Detroit, Michigan. And if we get that trigger, which would be, like a low pressure system gliding that air into the Northeast, into the Great Lakes, if we do get that, look out because we're going to see some major Arctic air here in November, um, come November 1st. So I do want to take a look at the CFS monthly run to see if there's been any changes because it's kind of fluctuated a little bit. And we're going to take a look at that. So here is our October forecast for, we want November though. I want November. Hold on. Let's see, 2 meter temperature. See if we can get November here. Um, Preset properly. Oh, this is November. My apologies. Okay. Let's take a look. Save the best for last. Let's take a look at our precip. So here's this is for November, and this is going all the way. The first image on the left hand side, on the top left hand side, is from October 8th, and the bottom right hand image is more recent. So this is kind of an evolution of what the model is forecasting. So again, we see um, a lot of this is precip. So the red indicates drier than average air, and the green indicates wetter than average air. Um, so basically, if I just get an overall scope of this whole evolution of model images, um, it is kind of wacky and all over the place, but I would say if you look at the bottom right hand image, it kind of correlates to the first image, so it's kind of on the right track in that sense. And the first is getting the same as the last one here, and so basically, if you want to go with like the overall picture, I would say this one on the bottom right hand is probably looking likely, and it's forecasting a drier November. So I can't get much into that right now, but let's take a look at our temperature anomalies. So again, this is going from October 8th to the 16th, and it's forecasting a lot of warmth, but you did see it did pick up here in the middle image right here, right there in October 11th. It does see some cold there in Western Canada, but overall the picture is warm. Um, if you notice in the bottom right hand image, it is forecasting some cold there in near right in the eastern fringe of Canada. So that's something interesting. And also in the recent run here in the 15th, that's also picking up on some cold air there in places like Cleveland in Pennsylvania. So it is starting to fluctuate the cold here in the west to the east in more recent runs. So we're gonna have to keep our eyes on that. But again, keep your eyes open for November 1st because that could be a big Arctic outbreak. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care and have a great day.